In between, there are three periods. Washafe wal watre. Two and one. Now here it means that at the last one, the one for the first two, it is very clear that they will be fully lighted. The sun of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam will keep them alight. The third, which meets the 1000th, that will be slightly different. This is exactly how we read the history of Islam. The light gradually died out, vanished, but not suddenly at all. But the third century, which saw Islam being ushered into a long night of 10 nights, that was full of very tragic events. The whole Islamic world was disturbed, and spiritual and other religious and political, so many other problems beset the Islamic world during that century. So it is treated separately, but still it is counted among the first three. Now, looking at it from this angle, it creates a different picture altogether. Looking at it from the other angle, a different picture emerges of hope. So put the three in the beginning or the end, this will create a different picture. Like kaleidoscope, you turn the angle and a new vision appears before you. So this vision, as I said, I will tell you another aspect. This is the meaning what I say. This vision cannot be ruled out. The Holy Qur'an has so many butun, and you just turn the angle of vision and a new beautiful world will appear before you. So I treat these three as special. Even if they are nights, they are special nights. Things are getting ready for preparation of something. Or if you put them in the beginning, they are important because they are close to the sunset, and as such they are still lighted. So, and they are not called nights. That is very special in this regard. So, but there is nothing preventing us from calling them nights, because nights are mentioned. So this is the beauty of the Quranic language. It gives you so many opportunities of looking at it from different angles and reading such words of wisdom in such a short space. So I think it applies both to the beginning and to the end of Islam. It's the way you look at this verse and interpret it. Now this has to be further explained. If you read it differently, the meaning will also change accordingly. If you connect the Shafa and Watr with Fajr, then obviously the meaning which I have explained, that is the only acceptable meaning. That they are singled out because they were lighted, still lighted by the sun, which went to the other side. But when you read it put it at the end, then 1000, as apparently the Quranic style tells us, will begin right from the beginning of Hadhrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam demise. This is the important thing. So we have to consider this deeply and understand the message. This would not mean then that the night would be set in very dark night would set immediately. It only means that the nightly phenomenon would begin after this Fajr. And there will be 10 nights where gradually the matter will darken and darken and darken. Then there will be 3 special nights. In this, the enemy of Islam will become very specially active. And the history of the old people will be replayed, as if, come into play once again, will be repeated. And that would be the time when Allah would send someone to fight for the cause of Islam and to destroy the enemies of Islam. If you read it in this understanding, the following verses fully support you. It says, haven't you seen what happened to Aram and Amad and Samud and this and that? They were big people. and they had built huge things. They had built. The people are proud of the word imad. Iramazat al-imad. You know, these pillars, buildings on pillars. The what they call in America the high rise buildings.
Pyramids,
No.
skyscrapers.
Skyscrapers. They are built on these pillars. They called high rise buildings. So a new age will dawn where the enemies of Islam, after the separation from Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, 10 nights will be enough to break the power of Islam. And they will weaken Islam to such a degree that the enemy will begin to rise. Now, before Hazrat Masih Islam, before the beginning of the 14th century, look at the history 300 years prior to that, are the years of the rise of the West and the conquest of particularly of the Muslim world. Before that, Islam was still holding its power in its citadel. So these are deep, great historical events which are mentioned. So once you give it one turn, you must be faithful to that vision and develop it further till the end. Once you give it another twist, then be faithful to that vision and logically conclude what you logically conclude. Don't force yourself, force the meaning, the Quran to follow your ideas. The Quran doesn't need that and will not permit you. Just change the angle and the Quran will lead you all the way to another world of understanding. So that again is one verse, one surah is very, very important and very potent with messages for the world of Islam. And then the person will appear. The third night is mentioned separately. That person will appear who will fulfill the prophecy of the Holy Qur'an, لِيُظْهِرَهُ عَلَى الدِّينِ كُلِّهِ. That movement will begin and all their hopes will be shattered. So what follows in the Holy Qur'an is a reminder to us of how people like these great powers were even created by God before. All of them thought they would live forever and they have conquered the world eternally. Where are they? They were shattered to pieces. So the 13th night will see the beginning of a counter movement for Islam when the Mahdi or Messiah would appear and not before that.